Yeah, in my previous video, I just talked about my desk and such, and I'm recording this the same day right afterwards. Yeah, and this is just basically what I showed you, just a bit more in depth. So, yeah. Some very basic right here. Just a ruler. It's a wooden ruler. I recommend plastic. Yeah, clear plastic where you can actually see through, so when you move your ruler down or up, you can still see the lines and where you're exactly making the line. And if it's just a normal plastic ruler, make sure it's upside down, because there's going to be a little like slanted edge, a wedge per se, and that wedge is pretty much, if it's flat on the paper where it's going like that to the paper and not just going up away from it, ink could get under it and it could spread out pretty quickly, especially if you move it a bit forward. So it can be a pain when inking. Yeah, I'm just going to actually keep them all here. By the way, this paper right here is just cardstock paper, nothing special about it. Cardstock is about $5 to $6 for a pack of 150 sheets. Yeah, that's awesome. At least at my Walmart. Okay, right here is my inking stuff. Essentially, it's just screw microns. Yeah, their full name is Pigma microns. I have a bunch of different ones. These ones are getting somewhat old. I have 2.3s. Well, technically they're called 03, but the 0 means just as a whole number, then the next one's just going to be a decimal. In Japan, these are commonly referred as millipens. In America, I believe they're more referred as liners. Essentially the same thing. This is a brush pen, actually. You see it's a brush tip. It's good for filling in large areas and very tiny ones. Same thing with the graphic, which is essentially a full milli. It's just a 1. It's graphic 1, not a micron. Okay, what I have right here now is essentially pencils. Pencils. What is it? I'm gonna get some more. Now I got more. These are more traditional drawing pencils. They have multiple grades of hardness of lead. In case you don't know what the hardnesses mean, meaning if it's harder, that means the graphite, not the lead, the graphite, which is what honestly stuff is, that goes on the paper, is goes on paper less because it's harder, so you can't get as much on it. And as it gets softer, it becomes darker because more graphite's going on to it. And HB is around about the middle. Then you got an F pencil, which is pretty much still around the middle, but a bit more lighter than HB. So you can say HB is a bit more darker, while an F pencil is a bit more lighter. Though F, I think, is supposed to be the direct middle. We'll put this to the side since it's not as important. I also use Dixon Takuram Durogas, or at least used to use them. I use more mechanical pencils nowadays. But if you don't like drawing mechanical pencils, but don't want to get like special art pencils just for a lighter, like for very light, I recommend getting normal Dixon Takuram Durogas. You can get a pack of, I think 20 or 12 or something, like around that much. I mean 16. Just for just a couple dollars. Maybe less depending on deals and school sales. Honestly, I use sharpeners. Metallic ones are some of the best. You could just use electric sharpeners for these kind of pencils. This is really cheap. But for art pencils, if you especially want to make them last, use hand sharpeners because they're really meant for these kind of pencils. And they're also thinner than normal pencils. I can't really show you very well on this camera, but they're very thin compared to normal pencils. Plus, they're shorter than normal pencils, even when they're full length. So it's just recommended just to use this because electric sharpeners can just eat it up so fast. There's certain kinds of sharpeners with just like almost kind of like a glass container, kind of like a lot of plastic ones which have a little plastic container where your shavings go into. But make sure, if you can't find those, just use one of these and make sure you have like, I don't know, something like a paper plate nearby. Or some kind of container where you can just like quickly go over it, or if you happen to have a trash can next to you. Now for the mechanical pencils, the first one I really started to use a lot was the Sakura 127.7 lead, which came with these in a 6-pack. They also come, you also get these from a 8-pack of Sakura microns, which are about $15 to $20 depending on you get 6 or 20 pack. Yeah, that's a little ridiculous. Yeah, it's 0.7 lead. It's pretty good. It's pump action, as I like to call it, since you can quickly just like get a lot of lead out really fast. If you're trying to find the eraser on this thing, you just pull the cap off, plus pull the eraser out, and that's where you place your lead. I did not know that for a long, long time, and most people probably don't know it either, since even if you do pull on it, it still goes out quite a ways. And when you first try to pull it out, it's really hard. It's kind of stuck in there, so yeah, I don't blame people for not trying to, not be able to find it. My other one, which I tend to use a bit more nowadays, is a 0.5 Zebra. I believe it's the same company that also makes G pens and like other manga drawing supplies. It's a Zebra N-301 mechanical pencil. Like I said, it's 0.5 lead. It's also has that same bullshit cap thing, but though you can pull it off a lot more easily. So yeah, it's not that hard to find. Same thing, just pull out the eraser. Only Japanese mechanical pencils do this kind of crap to you, because all American ones that I have seen always have the eraser exposed, but in Japan they like concealing it, which is good because it doesn't get dirty. I use pencil lead to refill them. This is a Pencil 0.7 super mechanical pencil lead, high polymer. They're really cheap, though. If you're a bit more of a traditional artist or just want to use lighter, darker lead, you can pretty much find them almost in these like little container things. It's also a pencil, but this one's 0.5. You should find stuff like this, which this one's a bit more fancier because it kind of moves like that. Kind of reminds me of like almost like candy containers or something. Yeah. But if you're going to find different shades of lead, they're probably going to come out in a 12-piece like this. Is this 12-piece? Yeah, this is a 12-piece. It's a 0.5 lead. It says here it's 60 millimeters long. So yeah, that's the lead I use. Also, what I got here is new eraser. Not new erasers, erasers. Obviously, I don't recommend using like erasers back of pencils, and especially this zebra one. It's not very good and it smudges a lot. I'd say it's more like if you're going to use this eraser, use it for like your very, very, very light lines and very small erasers. Even though I don't recommend it much. Unless you're just plainly right, then you can use it all you want. As far as I know, it doesn't have any refills. But I mainly use these kind of erasers when I'm erasing anything, just small mistakes. There's 3 different kinds of erasers I mainly use. Plastic ones, kneaded eraser ones, also known as gummy or other kind of erasers, but their official name is kneaded. And regular gum erasers. Each one has a different purpose. Video. Another thing is something nice to hold it. Like, let's just say you can't find like something like this with multiple drawers and such. But try your best to find a cup like this, like a metallic. Usually something like this kind of metallic cup has this little red wire fence-like pattern to it. It's just nice. You just put all your crap in here. I don't usually keep my pencils in here. I just keep them in my drawer. My erasers in my drawer. It's good to keep your erasers from your pencils pretty separate because you don't want them getting dirty. So just I don't keep my pencil lead in there. I keep it in my drawer with my spare mechanical pencil. Yeah, you can say this is my final art supply, aside from just like stuff like sketchbooks and such. Didn't really see much of that. But paper, you should really know for yourself. Just make sure it's good quality drawing paper. That in there. And I keep my sharpener there. And I keep that in there, and so I can show you just a couple of things. Yes, I'm doing less cutting now. Well, anyway, just a normal ballpoint pen. This was a pencil pen. Sharpies for going in really dark areas. King size Sharpie for larger ones. And I actually got this king size Sharpie since one was dying. This one has a chisel tip anyway, which you can find a lot of Copics. Is it pronounced Copics or Copics? I'm pretty sure it's probably pronounced Copic. Yeah, I got another in my bottom drawer. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. For my supplies, I would recommend a lamp. Mine's all bendy and stuff, so I'm able to put directly on my paper, and I see why I don't put it on the desk when I did this video, because the light's very strong, and yeah. This it seems a lot more diffused. That people say it's a lot more blurry shadow. That's when you know when it's good camera pickup. At least that's what I heard. If I am doing traditional drawing, I'll use a Q-tip. As you can see, I already used it, just to blend out some stuff. Yeah. Improvising! And that's all I have. I'll be doing updates and such throughout this my time on YouTube and such. Yeah. I'm gonna say what everyone says. Rate, comment, subscribe, leave comments, questions. If you want to see these in demonstration, well, you gotta wait till I'm able to get a proper camera or find a good setup with this webcam. Yeah. Bye, guys.